James, what are some things that you never thought would be part of being a DoDEA principal?
Oh, wow. I would say not just a DoDEA principal, probably just a principal at all. I think I could start with when I was a principal in Puerto Rico. I guess I could start there. So I arrived at Tilly's Middle School, in 2015. I was the assistant principal at Tilly Middle School for a year. Then I ended up getting the position at Raymond Unit School.
Yeah.
So it was K to 12 school, which when I was a principal in Minnesota, my school was K to 12. So I love the unit schools because you got they got the little kids, then you got the middle kids that they can't keep their hands, and then you got the high school kids that think they know it all. So you got that
they can't keep their hands either.
Yeah, mixture. You got the mixture of everything. So when I arrived to Raymond in 2016, and it was able, and I was alone for my assistant principal ended up going to Cuba, so I was alone for almost from I think December to the end of the year until we were in the process of hiring a principal. But as I think we made I want to say we made the hire the summer, so we ended up getting the assistant principal at the beginning of 2017.
Okay.
As that new assistant principal transition, we knew the hurricane was hitting the couple of days prior.
Wow.
To her arrival. So she arrived on, and we was like, okay, everyone's, we didn't know how bad it was. There's hurricane coming, and I never been through, I've been through tornadoes and stuff growing up in the South, so I didn't really know what the hurricane was on. They say, well, it could be 3, 4, 5. We just, we just don't know. I mean, if you've been living in Puerto Rico,
and the numbers mean nothing. If
it does. You never know.
Yeah,
you just don't. You didn't know. So the assistant principal arrived, and and I know we got I think we had a half day, so we knew it was arriving the next day. So the district said, okay, kids gonna come in the morning, and they will leave, half a day of school. So we had a half day, so we got the kids home. I met with the staff, and I told them, I said, everything will be okay, because you want to, even deep down, you know that you don't know the facts, but you want to reassure your staff that it's going to be okay. I mean, I've been to war. I got shot at. I've seen people die. So and I always say, if I'm not being shot up or whatever, then I'm good. We'll get through it. No bullets flying at you. Then we'll make it through it. So,
that's
but
a good point.
But we really didn't know the effect that was going to happen. So school closed down at noon, and then when I told teachers, after I met, when I say, you guys get home. So take care of your house, get it boarded up and all that. Then, I think I ended up leaving the school about 4 or 5 o'clock. So forgetting by my house, something that I didn't, I wish we would have closed the day before. We would have more preparation. But we got the teachers home, and I say, this is how we're going to call if and didn't realize it was going to be that devastating that connection and telephones and all that wasn't going to work. Say, no, once this passed, we'll send out the alert. You guys just we'll do the roster call and make sure everybody. But then when I got home at 5, and we started kind of putting out, and we called the landlord. And he said, "Well, they're hurricane-proof windows, so you're good. Okay, all right." But one of the things I didn't do, in which I would have more time, because we was trying to focus on getting the teachers and everybody and take care of the school and all that. Yeah. Then I didn't lock my windows good, so when that hurricane hit that morning, I think it was like 8 in the morning. And I told my wife, this is the plan. So if it comes up and the windows blow out, we'll go downstairs. We'll stay by the restroom and the car garage. Then we'll stay in that little corner. And that's kind of what we did as the hurricane. It was 24 hours. It went one way 16 hours, then it went the next way. And then when I came through, wow. So we were in the corner, and I was like, okay, if it comes through this car garage, then we're gonna go in the restroom. So we already had planned. I stayed up the whole time to say just sleep in there, but the windows upstairs came apart because I didn't have it bolted down. So not taking time to prepare my house. So the water coming down. Then downstairs we had the big wide open area where those windows were flopping open. So I tried to get a ratchet and tighten that down, and the wind was just coming. So we just we stayed in that corner. And then after it was over, and I think I finally went to sleep. Then I heard I think it was like 9 or 8 o'clock. 9 to 10 o'clock that morning, I heard some of my teachers yelling, Mr. Strait, are you okay? And they drove over, got through all the debris. It was just a mess to check. And then even the Coast Guard commander sent one of the they don't have Black Hawks. They get whatever type of helicopter to check and see if we're okay. So that's that community that we have that helped support it. But we didn't know how devastating that was on there. So once they woke me up, and getting in the car, and then we went to check the school. I said, all right, let me call in the DoDEA now. I tell them, but I didn't realize that our satellite phones didn't work. But the back up a little bit, to have that relationship that I had with the Coast Guard commander is invaluable. I mean, we worked so close together, and they supported us through all this to get the school back up and running. We were out for 30 days. Teachers didn't have, their houses were destroyed. We still had to come in and clean up. We got the Coast Guard helping us, the Army. They have Marines there too that help, clean up debris and all that just to get our kids back up. We ended up getting a generator from the Army Reserves at Fort Buchanan to bring it up to the school, so at least to get that up and running. So like I said, that was one of the things. Like, I've been to war, but that was one of the scariest moments because you didn't know where the hurricane was coming from.
Wow.
The windows going. I was like, at least I know when I was in war, I know the firing this way, so we can cover this way. So where stuff
the enemy is.
Yeah,
so you can adjust.
You can adjust, but with that hurricane, we just didn't know, how to adjust. But we were able to once it was over. A lot of destruction to the economy was kind of a little shaky anyways. The infrastructure, I mean. But we were able to, get food. FEMA came, so we were able to get support from them. I was getting MREs and food for the staff, and kids were able to come in. And we finally got the phone lines up and running. So just getting all that support. I ended up sending my wife home the 2 days after the hurricane. They got her. She went to Florida, then went to Minnesota, so I can focus on getting the school back up and running. So that was. Knowing that you had to do all that part is something that it's like, man, I didn't sign up this, but we did sign up for it because we're taking these positions as administrative leaders. Then that's part of being a leadership leader. You're stepping up, and it doesn't matter what the circumstances is and what comes towards your way. You have to be prepared a way, or be ready to take on anything. So doing that part going through that was a real eye opening. Then one of the other things too, now we're dealing with the pandemic now, so being able to do that, so you just never, but you look at it, everybody's going through it, so it's just not. If I was a principal in in the States, I'd be going through the same thing. So this looking at that perspectives, and now you got the DoDEA's policy, when you got the installation policy, so you're dealing with all these different regulations and policies. Just being able to deal with all that, how are we handling that? And, just the open communication, having those relationships, with the commanders and with the community, so we can, make sure we're staying effective. So, as a principal, you just never know, because they don't teach you that, when you go through the courses. They got the, how to be an instructional leader, being in the class, feedback, and what's best practices and all that. But they don't teach you those other type of things that that just comes your way. And you have to handle it and with grace, and make sure you're taking care of your people and try to be as calm as possible, even though you're going to probably some of the same things that your teachers come. But they look at you, they come to you, okay, what's next? And I'm happy to have Miss Pilon, because she came the year after the hurricane. So now, I mean, we're all on the same sheet of music. That we've been through a lot. We've been through all this. So anything that comes our way, we know we can get it. We can get it done, because we're communication is probably one of our best asset that we have, is we're getting that information and providing those directions to people. So.